Greetings, everyone. My name is Moaz Razak, and I'm here today as a media representative of our Muslim students community at Kyongpok National University. I'm holding a master's degree in computer science from the same university, and currently I'm a PhD student there. Now let's discuss the issue related to the construction of mosque. The current construction site was actually purchased in 2014 by our senior students. And it is important to note that at that particular time, it was already registered on the name of Darul Iman Kyongpok Islamic Center. So the original structure which we bought at that, purchased at that time was an old Korean style building. And actually it was lacking some basic facilities like proper cooling system and proper heating system, and also there was not enough space to accommodate all the students. So despite this, the students continued using it for about 7 years until 2020, and then when the reconstruction commenced, so after obtaining all the necessary legal requirements from the government. In order to get government permit to reconstruct it, we acquired a neighboring house. Actually, this is very important, this point, because like in media, they have propagated it in such way like the Muslim students are actually purchasing houses of the whole area in order to like take control over it. So, but actually this extra house, which currently we are using as a temporary prayer site, we were forced to buy it because it was a requirement from the government in order to construct this mosque. And it was necessary for reconstruction. And after 3 months of smooth construction, so this is also an important point that 3 months the construction was going on smoothly, which included the demolishing of the old building. So nothing happened at that time. And after 3 months, in February 2021, the district office abruptly halted the work without following any legal procedures. And their basis was like sudden complaints from the neighbors. While we sought to understand and address the concerns of our neighbors, we met with them and we tried to understand what are their genuine concerns. So in the meanwhile, Islamophobic pamphlets were distributed throughout the area, and rallies targeting our religion, Islam, were held, fueled by hate rather than focusing on the building construction issues. So subsequently, our Muslim students experienced harassment, included that they were labeled as terrorists and encountered hateful banners against Islam in the vicinity. A crucial aspect that the media has overlooked or self-censored is the involvement of third parties, specifically religious groups affiliated with the far-right politics in South Korea. So I came to learn about these groups in these 2 years because I was the responsible person for the media representation, and almost now everyone knows about them, but no one speaks about them. That's the problem. So by omitting this information, the normal public actually perceives the situation as a simple dispute between ordinary neighbors and Muslim students, when in fact these religious groups have provided Islamophobic information and they mobilized resources to interrupt the peaceful resolution of this issue. And our claims, like when I'm claiming this thing, these are not baseless. A simple inquiry into who attended the official mediation meetings and who disrupted them will reveal the truth. Likewise, identifying who groundlessly reported the mosque to the police, who was fined for blocking construction with their cars, who verbally assaulted us as terrorists, and who trespassed on our construction vehicles will shed light on the groups and people who encourage hate and discrimination against Islam and Muslim migrants. So the basic purpose of this press conference in my speech is I also urge you to focus on this underrated aspect of the conflict, which I mentioned right now, which will help clarify the root cause of the problem. Many of you are likely aware of the Islamophobic acts against our community, such as placing pig heads outside our mosque, organizing pork barbecue parties, and displaying hateful banners. However, it is crucial to investigate the actors that encourage such actions and question why the media has not highlighted these facts despite my numerous mentions in the interviews. Thank you for your attention. Okay, so first of all, I would like to clarify that the first thing is that we are students, so we don't have that much powers like to ensure how we can continue the construction. So I think this question is more of the concern for the law enforcement authorities, how to enforce the rule of law. And it seriously poses a question on their abilities, particularly the administrative authorities linked with this case. Like how are they unable to enforce the rule of law for so much long? Because I actually forgot the date when did we get the permission from the Supreme Court, which is like the mother or father authority of this country. So first of all, this thing is of concern to the government rather than us. Second thing about this, it's not only related about how are we proceeding with the construction, but in other events they also did that they are actually accusing us of false cases, although we have the proofs of what they are doing. So like as you mentioned that one lady fell during the process of the construction. We have a very clear footage, CCTV footage in which she is actually pushing the constructor several times, not one time, several times in the presence of police. Actually, our community is very disappointed by the behavior. For example, if I do push them once, and what they have done to us in these 2 years, if I do just a cent of it, I think I will be deported right away because they are just waiting for us. So it's really hard for us to keep our community like calm. We are requesting them again and again, let them slap you, let them push you, whatever they do, don't respond. So this is like a point of concern for the police. Like if they are accusing us for the false cases, like this lady accused our constructor, and I think he has now to deal with a case. So there should be some, I'm not aware of the law, so might be the lawyer can tell better, like how to deal with these false cases. So if they are pushing us false cases, so of course no constructor will work with us if these things are happening. So this should be also tackled by the law. Similarly, like there was another case in the recent event that some lady parked her car intentionally to obstruct this construction, and now she has blamed the constructor and accused him of paying 5 million won, I think, because some scratches appeared on his car. I'm not sure whether it's true or not, but like such kind of things should be also dealt with. Yeah, thank you for asking this question. So I will clarify. First of all, we need to categorize how many categories the Muslims can be divided. So one is the business community that is present in Daegu. Second one is the worker community who are working in factories, and third is the students who are studying in different universities. So then it is a fact that there are several mosques in Daegu. Some are proper mosques, some are just, we call it musalla. Musalla is like a temporary mosque. Just we rent a room for praying. So there are several different spots. But the fact is that near KNU, there is no such place where we can regularly go and come back. So the business communities have a very big mosque, and I think it's I can call it a center of Daegu or like at Sideway, but that is a big mosque in Daegu. And similarly, workers have their musallas or mosque in separate places. Regarding now I will specify to our community. So our community is comprised only of students, mainly of the Muslim students who come in each semester, some graduate in each semester. So the number usually varies between like 80 to 150, sometime more increase, sometime more decrease, because like in COVID days, there were not more students coming while graduating. So we saw like a huge decline in the number of students. But then suddenly after when the COVID the rules were relaxed, so a very sudden inflow, so the community again reached. But it is between 80 to 150. And this mosque, particularly this mosque, is for these students because in the vicinity there is no factories, there are no like business communities, they are like staying away, and they have their own musallas or mosques. Sometime on Friday prayers, like few workers do join our mosque, but mostly it's of the Muslim student community. About the Korean Muslims, no, we don't have any Korean, just one. Right now we just have one Korean student who is actually a converted Muslim. So he is joining us in our prayers. And apart from that, we don't have any Korean native Muslims, all are the foreigner students. I need to first clarify from you, like by relation, do you mean just a normal relation, like do we know the people of Etawan Mosque and like do we communicate, or do you mean that there is a specific relation regarding the mosque construction with them? So then I can answer more clearly.
I think it's also asking if perhaps you have sought any help from the Itaewon Mosque or talked to them about this issue that's going on in Daegu right now?
Actually, to be very honest, like I have been contacted from several people around the Korea, and from different Korean communities, Muslim communities, and they actually do want to help us, but they clearly specify that there are very strong people involved in your case that are influencing, and it will be very hard for them to resist them, because they were because like I'm media representative, I have been targeted by them, and very openly in the media, in the social media, and there is no, like, I even have a defamation case going on. So it's not very disappointing situation. So not everyone can face such kind of issues. So regarding the specific help that we have asked, no, we didn't ask anyone around Korea, because we do know the facts that not everyone can be involved in this, because they might face severe consequences. So we are dealing it ourselves. Yes, they do morally support us, like by prayers or like, yes, so that kind of things can be considered. Yeah, so actually there is, like, as you said, that the message has been wide, like it is now multidimensional thing which we need to tackle. So the first thing is that it is not the case like it started with only genuine concerns and later it was hijacked. Maybe the someone disagree with it, but according to what we faced and what we know is from the very start it was actually pre-planned, and the genuine concerns were only used to like file the complaints and then like to tackle it through legal ways. So I think they were testing our patience, and they were testing our step by step, they were like increasing the level to push us back from it. So initially they just raised the genuine concerns, and we like took a step forward and we met with them personally and asked them like, tell us your genuine concerns. So when they mentioned the genuine concerns, which were like two main points which were in the initial media interviews, you can see the smell of food and the noise. So we offered our solutions that if the smell of food and the noise both are due to the past building, it was improper building, it was not a sufficient building to be for all the students to be accommodated in it. So when the new proper construction is done, so there will be a proper kitchen in it, there will be long chimneys, so no smell of food. Second thing is all the students will be inside, so there will be no noise, because the noise is not due to prayer. Anyone can observe Islamic prayer and they will notice that only one person is speaking. That also not in like external loudspeaker. The loudspeaker which is used is just inside the hall. And apart from that, we also offered them that we will like construct soundproof walls. So these were like some solutions, and we are still open to them. Like in the last mediation meeting which held in the district office, so we offered them again that please come with genuine concerns, because we are not some perfect people. We are not claiming that we are angels. The Muslim students are angels and we don't have any defect. Of course, we might have flaws. So, but we are here. In all over the world, such kind of things happen. We sit and talk to each other. Just tell us your concerns, and we will come up with our solutions. So this is the first thing. But like we think, and through our facts and what we observed is like from the very start, it was already hijacked. It was pre-planned, and step by step they built a layer over it. So now it has been like, as you say, that I think someone else said that many people will be coming to protest, as one of their representatives said. So this is like we are ready to deal with their genuine concerns, but our community has a very strict policy that if something they are demanding is due to Islamophobia, we are not agreed to do that. Like for example, if they are asking us to remove the Islamic symbols, and we will let you construct this mosque. So this message is very clear. Our community is not ready for that. We will not address any issue that is related to Islamophobia, because if you are targeting our religion, so we are not responsible for your fears or threats or whatever, whoever is putting it in your mind. But according to genuine concerns, yes, we are willing, and we are asking them again and again to present genuine concerns. Yeah, so regarding the importance of mosques, so being a Muslim, every practicing Muslims, because like I am specifically mentioning the practicing Muslim, because some Muslims might not even care to pray. So for those practicing Muslims, whether they are businessmen or workers or students or in any field of life, they have to pray 5 times a day. And for that, like it's necessary and prefer to pray in a mosque. So that's the same case for us. Like the Muslim students, Muslim researchers, and the foreigner talent comprising of Muslim students, they do want a spiritual place for themselves to relax and like to do offer their religious obligations as well with the research along with their research activities. The second thing is that as we are students, so almost two or in some days 2 prayers, in some days like in the winters the days are short. So there might 3 prayers might come during the timings of the labs, research labs. So we do go from our labs, pray and come back to lab to continue our research work. So in such a case, if we need to go to mosque or nearby musalla, which is like at least 30 minutes away, so going 30 minutes and coming back, so it takes 1 hour. So it's not practically possible. That's why it was one of our condition in when the district office were forcing us to move away from here. So one of the condition for the alternative site presented by the Muslim community was that new alternative site should be close and 5-minute walking distance to the university because this is a fact that students cannot utilize that. So that's why first of all religious importance, and secondly like feasibility to go and come back to our labs. Yeah, so I will answer only the first question. I think the second question can be better answered by the panel. And before I answer this question, so I want all of you, I'm thankful to all of you. And also, if there is any question in your mind that you want me to answer, so I'm here till some time. So you can answer me after, ask me question about that. So regarding the specific action, of course, this is very general in all over the world that societies are built on the rule of law and not based on some emotions. So might be I'm emotionally not agreeing to someone, but still for the prevalence of the better society, so the rule of law should be enforced. So similarly, we expect from the politicians or like the prominent figures that they should speak about it, even if they don't agree to what Islam says. So because like we are not doing something illegal, all of our processes according to the legal procedure, and we are not asking the people to favor us in if we are doing something illegal. Of course, if we are doing something illegal, you should be the first one to stop us from that, and we also expect this from everyone. So regarding the rule of law, this is the only thing which I expect from everyone, including the embassies, that they should use their resources, because everyone have their own power limits. So might be I don't have that much power compared to the journalists. The journalists don't have that much power compared to the embassies. So everyone can utilize this power to to make sure that the government enforce the rule of law. And this case can be a test case for that. If despite of the far right wings who are forcing everything they could to push this case to the far extent, so if the government is able to enforce the rule of law, so I think it will be a very bright chapter in the history of Korea.